Imagine living 4 decades of your life feeling confused and different, only to learn you have autism at the age of 46. It's exactly what happened to our next guest, Wanda. Wanda, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much.
Take us back to the beginning. What was it like for you growing up?
It was confusing. I was bullied and teased because I wasn't able to connect with my classmates in the ways that other children are able to connect with each other.
Yeah. Well, Wanda, I am so sorry that you had to go through that, because that can make life really, really hard when you feel like you're different and you just don't know why, and you don't know where you fit in. So I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Thank you.
Tell us what it was like for you later as you entered into the workplace.
On the one hand, I connected really well with some people, and they gave me positive feedback, and they were very happy with my contributions. On the other hand, people did not respond well to me, and they didn't necessarily hold back in sharing that. In some ways, I was not treated well at all.
Yeah. And Wanda, we've heard you mention in some of those situations, you say you would just freeze because you just didn't know what to do in some of those socially awkward situations at work. Yeah.
That's right. And people sometimes lashed out at me because of that. And I remember thinking, Wanda, why can't you just do this? Why can't you do this more naturally? Well, I didn't know why, and now I know why.
Yeah, that's very interesting. When we don't know exactly what to do in a situation, it's human nature. We usually do nothing, right? It's fight, flight, or freeze. And in those situations, you froze because that was the safest thing to do. Now, Wanda, let me ask you, what did you know about autistic spectrum disorders prior to your diagnosis?
I didn't know much. And I actually remember asking a family friend, it was around 2007 or 2008. And I asked, are girls autistic? And I only thought of it as a male condition. And I only thought of it in a really narrow way through media portrayals such as Rain Man. And I didn't think of it from a girl's and a woman's experience. And that's one of the reasons that my diagnosis was delayed.
Now, Wanda, incredible journey. Take us back to the day when you were finally diagnosed. What was that like?
I said it's a relief. It wasn't a matter of Wanda choosing to be difficult, which is what I say had been foisted upon me. I was different because I had a different brain makeup. And so I was really able to take charge of my life. And what I say is starting to live my life as my own person, the real Wanda, according to my own values and principles. And although the diagnosis wasn't the end, it was definitely only the beginning. It allowed me to have a renewed sense of energy and just a clear sense of thinking in ways that I'd never had before.
That's so great to hear. I mean, a real epiphany, and truly it was a life changer for you.
It really is, Doc. When parents have children, and when that child gets to an age or a grade where they struggled the most, it can almost be like reliving it all over again. So Wanda, when your youngest got to the 4th grade, which by the way is the toughest age for little boys, everything started to come flooding back, I bet. How was that?
It was like a mirror image.
Yeah.
And so people ask me, why did you feel like it was crystallized? Why did you say to your family physician after your youngest son was diagnosed the next day, previously scheduled appointment, I think I have it too? Why did you say, I think I have autism? It was like everything became so clear. And I say because his grade 4 was a mirror image of mine, these misunderstandings. We knew he's a great kid. Of course, he's our child and we love him. However, even objectively speaking, we were hearing from others, he's a great kid. We know he is. There's these gaps. And it's not because he's a bad person. It's because there's these gaps in misunderstandings with his peers. And that was exactly what happened to me. And then I realized what was happening with him, what was happening with me, what had happened with me is that it was this neurodivergent mind.